Vodcast. I hope that you had an absolutely wonderful spring break. I know that I did, and I am ready to rock and roll with the final 2 months of school. I hope that your rock star is as well. I have a ton of announcements before I send you off to the strategy session, so let's get right to it. First of all, on Thursday we have parent-teacher conferences if you would like one, or if I requested one. So I sent that paper home before spring break. But also, if you feel that you would like a conference with me, that is absolutely fine as well. I'm meeting until about 6:30 on Thursday evening after school, so just write me a note, send me an email, give me a call, and I'll put you onto the schedule. On Friday, we have the Quarter 3 report cards coming home, believe it or not, both Stafford County Public Schools and the Barrett Academy one. Please just make sure you send the envelope, the yellow envelope that those come in, back to school, and you can keep all of the documents inside for your records. Coming up next Tuesday, guys, we have our field trip to the United States Natural History Museum in Washington, D.C. Tomorrow, a ton of documentation is going to be coming home about the trip, including a field trip permission form and other information about the cost. The cost of the trip is going to be $20 per student or chaperone, and we're going to need all of that by Friday, if at all possible. Like I said, we'll be going on Tuesday, and we are looking for a ton of chaperones. So if you are interested in chaperoning, give me a call, write a note, send me an email, and I will put you on the list. You know, I think that anyone who is interested in chaperoning is going to be able to chaperone, so just let me know as soon as possible, and we would be more than happy to have you next Tuesday for the 5th grade field trip to the Natural History Museum in Washington, D.C. Up on May 1st, Friday, May 1st, is the rescheduled Dare basketball game at Brook Point High School. More information will be coming home about that, as well as Dare graduation, which is on Wednesday, May 6th. And remember, that's during the daytime. Typically, it's in the morning. We will send home more information as soon as we have it from Deputy Scoggins. Just put that on your calendar, Wednesday, May 6th. And finally, middle school permission forms, or elective forms, I guess I should call them, are due as soon as possible. Mrs. Gardella has to get those out to the middle schools. Really, the due date's Friday, but if we can have them before then, that would be excellent. Just make sure that your scholar numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 for their elective choices. If they only put a number 1, then the middle school is not going to be able to process that paperwork. They have to make sure they rank all of the elective choices 1, 2, 3, 4, with 1 being their favorite. And remember, those are due back as soon as possible. I think that covers all of my announcements on my end, guys. I'm going to send you over to the strategy session, and I'll see you guys. Okay, Room 21 Rockstars. So today I'm starting you off on our Class Fusion page, and I want to direct you somewhere right now. So follow along with me on your screen and go there on your computer when you have the time. So right here across the top, I have this whole new picture here, and I want you to click the blue arrow, because one of my projects I've been working on, guys, is trying to create a website that's more user-friendly for you, where you can kind of find all of our resources in one area. So here's a little look at it. It's still a work in progress, as there are a lot of things going on, but the front page kind of looks like what our Class Fusion page used to look like. Talks about what we're doing this week. Here's our Twitter feed. The weekly vodcast, you can click on the front, and then across the top are all of these different tabs where you can find a ton of different things. You know, your parents can go here and check out our calendar, our newsletter, YouTube page, Academy, Facebook, all that stuff. Here are going to be all of your tabs when we're working on things in class, and then we're going to look at a few of these other things coming up in the next couple of weeks. But today, you want to be looking at the Vodcast Strategy tab. And let me click that and show you what that's all about. All you do is click it, and what you're going to find here every week is all of the strategies that I have put together for you all in one area. So you don't have to jump around, kind of look around for them. They're all here in one area. I'm just going to go down with you, and you can check out a few things that you can do this week for house points. And remember, that house point race is heating up. The Red House, Leidenschaft, is in first place, if you do not remember from our Academy time before spring break. So that is pretty exciting. I changed the light bulbs today for the first time in about 2 months. So Orange House, you got to get that rain back together. Anyway, check out the math for the week, guys. The number one thing that I gave you this week is converting the metric units. So right now I want to replay our awesome and one of our favorite vocabulary videos for you.
You know, I out how to memorize the metric system, it's all based on powers of 10. So you just need to memorize a couple Latin prefixes and then you can measure anything. Just remember King Henry. Oh, you don't know about King Henry? Listen up. King Henry died drinking chocolate milk. 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 It goes kilo, hecto, deca, deci, centi, milli, weight. Kilo, hecto, deca, deci, centi, milli.
King Henry ordered cocoa by the kilogram. That's 1,000 grams, we could barely fit it in the van. The driver drove over a hectometer, 100 meters with no AC in the two-seater. I was feeling like a joker in a deck of cards, milking cows by the decaliter in the barn. 10 liters at a time when I saw the van driver and gave her a piece of my mind. I whispered at a decibel, 1/10 of a bell, saying that King Henry wasn't checking his health. She made her finger small like a centimeter, 100th of a meter, and said, please believe her. If he gets this much bigger, he might explode. I agreed, even the milligram of cocoa, 1,000th of a gram might change the throne, cause hot chocolate can make a king turn cold.
King Henry died drinking chocolate milk. 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 It goes kilo, hecto, deca, deci, centi, milli, weight. Kilo, hecto, deca, deci, centi, milli. Kilo, hecto, deca, deci, centi, milli, weight. Kilo, hecto, deca, deci.
Okay, guys, now I want you to apply that song to this page that I have right here. If you click on this link, or you can just use it, pause the video here and use it as well. Always write, like we talked about in class before spring break, the abbreviations across the top. King Henry died, base, drinking chocolate milk. And remember that our three bases are meters, liters, and grams, okay? Keep that in mind. A lot of us, before break, were kind of confusing millimeters and milliliters and milligrams with the meter as the base. So make sure you're not doing that. Always write that across the top. And I know the strategy I taught you is time-consuming, but I really want you to use it because I think you're going to be successful with it. And I actually included the staircase here as well. So this is your base, and then you can fill it in right here. Now for each of these problems, all you're doing is converting the metric unit of measure to whatever it has there. So for example, the first one says 1,000 milligrams equals how many grams? Now this is simply a review from 4th grade because these ones you should be able to do within your head. But once again, use a strategy. So if you star the milligrams and you're going to grams, and what direction am I going? Yes, I am hopping to the left, to the left, to the left. I want to hear you singing through the computer. And that is 3 times to the left. Okay, guys, so the major thing that I want you to work on with these conversions is simply using King Henry died, base, drinking chocolate milk, to convert them. And I really want you to start trying to transfer that to your brain as soon as you practice it a few times. And we'll be practicing that tomorrow in class as well. So, this is excellent practice. I'm giving you 1 house point for each of the conversions as long as you write it down on paper to give me proof that you actually completed them. And what I'm going to do here for you is actually scroll down the page. So if you don't want to open this document at home, you can just pause the video right here and answer them as well. This page here actually includes the prefixes kilo, hecto, deca, base, deci, centi, milli, if you need those as well. Some of these guys you're going to find are pretty straightforward. The ones I really want you to work on are the ones that are not those round numbers. So, for example, 198 grams would be a good one to work with because you really have to do that conversion in your mind. And that's really the 5th grade standard. So that would be good practice. So pause the video here if you want to continue working on these. And now I'm going to take us back over to our Class Fusion page because on our Class Fusion page, guys, like I said, or our website, you are going to find the other strategies for the week. Here you see them. For reading this week, we're starting poetry tomorrow. So each week over the next month or so, I'm going to give a poem of the week. And what I want you to do is find 2 examples of figurative language
within that poem and write down what you believe that the author meant by that, because we all know by now that many of the things the authors include in their writing is not the literal interpretation. We have to go a higher level. Okay, so this poem is called Be Glad Your Nose is on Your Face. It's a pretty funny one, I thought. And if you find 2 examples of figurative language and write down what you believe the author meant by that, number 1, you can add it to Mrs. Boligitz's figurative language wall out in the hall, and also you can write down what it meant, and I'll give you 2 house points for each example of figurative language with your interpretation. Okay? And then our writing fix of the week, I just love this poster this week, guys. These are the first 3 words of your writing prompt, and I would like you to continue it. And this week I'm offering 10 house points for this if you bring it, and I'll put it up on our bulletin board so you can share it with everyone. And in fact, you could use this toward your Gramarys as well, so it would be pretty awesome. And finally, I know a lot of you actually told me you used this at home, so I put it now on our new website. Under Science Nightly SOL Review, I not only have the calendar for the week, but I also have the 4th grade posters that we're studying from right now, and then later on the 5th grade posters. And if you just give it a second, the 4th grade is opening, and tomorrow we actually start talking about the parts of a flower, and then on Tuesday we're going to talk about photosynthesis, and then on Wednesday we're going to talk about pollination and dormancy, and then finally on Friday or Thursday for a quiz on Friday we're going to talk about animal adaptations from back in 3rd and 4th grade. So those are the topics for the week. Just remember that that study guide is always available on our website in case you leave your study guide at school one night and want to study at home. Most of you have been doing a really nice job with that this week, and in fact this week anybody who gets anything, gets a perfect score on their quiz, 2 house points for each quiz will be the value for the week. Like I said, guys, I really want you to kind of explore our new website, but also bear with me as it's a work in progress. Anything that you're going to need is going to be available on this website, but our Class Fusion page is still going to be up and running, especially with the links, because I'm still working on finding an area on our website to put those. So give it a try. And finally, our hashtag for the week, and this is what we would call a little bit of foreshadowing for tomorrow. I'm not going to spill the secret, but you're just going to have to be so incredibly pumped for class tomorrow that you're just going to have to come in and sing or chant, I guess, this hashtag, and that would be hashtag on top of spaghetti. But I want to hear it in the singing or chanting manner, and you get yourself 5 house points, guys. Now I'm going to send you back over to Mr. Reichard, and I'll see you guys later.
Okay, Room 21 Rockstar families, I hope that the strategy session was successful this week. Like I said, I cannot wait to kick off this week in Room 21 and really the final 2 months of school before your scholar heads off to middle school. As always, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, do not hesitate to contact me. Always follow us on Twitter at ReichardRock. You can check out our class YouTube page, Mr. Reichard's Rockstars, or our Class Fusion page as well. As always, you guys are the best families in Stafford County. And I'll see you next week.